Nurse ako sa Manila. Kanina umiyak ako sa supply room. Hindi yung ugly cry na maingay. Tahimik lang, yung tipong pinipigilan mo kasi may tatawag sa'yo any second. Napaupo lang ako sa maliit na stool, nakahawak sa tissue box na pang-staff. Tapos, hinihintay ko lang humupa yung panginginig ng dibdib ko. I felt embarrassed, pero mas nangingibabaw yung pagod kaysa hiya. Ang night shift ko nagsimula ng normal. Nagpalit ako ng uniform, nag-check ng gamit, nag-briefing ng mabilis. May ilang beds na occupied, may mga bagong admit, may mga kailangan i-monitor. Yung unang oras pa lang, ramdam mo na agad kung magiging mahaba ang gabi. Hindi dahil may big event, kundi dahil sabay-sabay yung maliliit na bagay na hindi pwedeng palampasin. Understaff kami. Alam kong maraming makaka-relate kahit iba-iba ang setting. Hindi ko sasabihin lagi, pero madalas, kulang talaga ang tao kumpara sa dami ng pasyente at dami ng kailangan gawin. Kapag kulang, hindi lang workload ang tumataas. Yung attention mo, hati-hati. Yung focus mo, pinipilit mo i-stretch hanggang sa parang goma na malapit na mapigtas. Sa simula ng shift, may pasyente na kailangan ng close monitoring, may isa na masakit ang dibdib, may isa na hirap huminga, may isa na post-op at kailangan bantayan ng vitals. May mga family na nagtatanong, may mga pasyente na kinakabahan, may mga order na kailangang i-follow through. Everything is urgent in its own way. Kahit yung simpleng request na tubig, if you ignore it long enough, nagiging issue din. Minsan, ang hirap ipaliwanag sa ibang tao na ang trabaho ng nurse hindi lang magbigay ng gamot. It's coordination, observation, communication, and constant decision making in small ways. Yung pagtingin mo sa kulay ng balat, sa paghinga, sa body language, sa boses, kung mahina o iba ang tono. Yung pag-alam kung sino ang stable, sino ang kailangan mong balikan after 5 minutes, sino ang pwedeng maghintay ng konti. Hindi ito hero talk. It's just the job and it requires your whole attention. Pero yung attention na yun, limited din kasi tao lang tayo. May moment kanina na may tumawag sa akin, tapos habang papunta ako, may isa pang tumawag. Habang sumasagot ako, may sumingit na concern. I kept saying, sandali lang po, in the calmest voice I can manage. Inside, I was counting steps, counting minutes, counting tasks. It felt like my brain was a whiteboard na puno ng listahan, tapos may nagbubura ng random parts. May pasyente na older, tahimik lang. Hindi siya yung maraming demand. Nakatingin lang siya sa kisame, parang ayaw makadagdag sa pagod ng staff. When I check on him, he asked softly kung pwede bang malaman kung anong oras na. I told him and he nodded. Tapos sabi niya, okay lang ba kayo? That hit me harder than I expected. Kasi usually, kami yung nagtatanong nun. For a second, I had to swallow my answer. I just said, okay lang po. Salamat. May mga family members na intense. Hindi ko sila masisisi. Mahal nila yung pasyente and they're scared. Minsan yung takot lumalabas as impatience. Bakit ang tagal? Nasaan na yung results? Wala ba kayong ginagawa? I try to respond respectfully, explain what I can, and keep my voice steady. Pero every time I hear those lines, may part sa'kin na gusto sabihin, "Ma'am, sir, ginagawa namin lahat, sabay-sabay lang." I don't say it. I keep it professional. I keep it simple. I keep moving. Then there's the part na hindi nakikita ng iba. Yung mga basic supplies na minsan kulang o naka-lock sa specific area, yung paghahanap ng size na kailangan, yung pag-ikot para lang makuha ng something as simple as tape or gauze. Yung pagbalik mo sa station tapos may bagong task na naman, it feels small, pero kapag pinagsama-sama, it drains you. Kanina, may pasyente na nagreklamo na parang number lang daw siya. Kanina pa ako dito, wala man lang nag-update. I understood. I apologize. I tried to give a brief update in plain language. I told him na babalik ako after I finish a few urgent things. He said, "Sige," pero halatang disappointed. That feeling na kahit anong gawin mo, may maiiwan kang kulang, it's heavy. May moment din na may isang colleague na napansin kong pagod na pagod. Hindi kami nag-uusap ng mahaba. Eye contact lang, a quick nod, wala nang time for a full conversation. Sa night shift, sometimes your support system is just that. A glance that says, "I see you." Somewhere around 3 a.m., I made a small mistake. Hindi yung life-threatening, hindi yung malaking bagay, pero enough para mapahiya ako sa sarili ko. I misread a note at kailangan ko mag-double check and correct my step. I caught it quickly and I fixed it. Pero yung adrenaline rush, yung fear, and yung self-blame came all at once. It reminded me na kapag pagod ka, your margin for error gets thinner. That scared me more than anything. I walked to the supply room to get something. Pagpasok ko, parang biglang tumahimik ang mundo. Walang bell, walang tawag, walang tanong. Just shelves, boxes, and that cold air. I closed the door and my eyes started to sting. I told myself, wag na yun. Pero hindi sumunod yung katawan ko. Tears came out fast, like my body finally found a safe corner. Umiyak ako kasi pagod ako. Umiyak ako kasi I'm tired of feeling like I'm always catching up. Umiyak ako kasi I keep thinking about my family, my bills, my patients, my responsibilities, and there's no space left for me. Umiyak ako kasi I'm trying to be kind at work. Pero minsan pag-uwi ko, wala na akong natitirang lambing kahit sa sarili ko. I also cried because I felt guilty. Guilty na naiirita ako minsan sa mga tanong ng family. Guilty na kapag may pasyente na demanding, may part sa akin na napapagod bago pa siya magsalita. Guilty na gusto ko magpahinga, pero pakiramdam ko hindi ko deserve. That guilt is quiet, pero it follows you. After a few minutes, I wash my face. Tumingin ako sa salamin. Pula yung mata ko. I practiced my neutral expression. I told myself, balik ka na. When I opened the door, the noise came back. Parang walang nangyari. Parang hindi ako umiyak 2 minutes ago. That's the thing. You can fall apart privately, then you walk out and still have to do your job. When people say frontliner burnout, it sounds like a topic, like something you discuss in a seminar. In real life, it looks like forgetting to drink water. It looks like eating crackers at 4 a.m. because you missed your break. It looks like smiling at a patient while your head is pounding. It looks like going home and lying in bed, but your brain keeps replaying the shift. I don't hate my work. I chose nursing for reasons that still matter to me. I like being useful. I like caring for people in a way that is practical and real. I like seeing someone relax when you explain things clearly. I like small moments of trust, like when a patient says, salamat, and they mean it. Those moments keep me here. Pero I'm also not going to pretend na love is enough. Compassion doesn't pay rent. Passion doesn't refill your energy automatically. And being strong doesn't fix chronic exhaustion. I've met nurses who are excellent, kind, and skilled, but they look older than their age because the work takes from them every day. Sometimes, I wonder if I'm slowly becoming that. May mga tao na nagsasabi, kung ayaw mo, umalis ka. Simple pakinggan, but it's not that simple. People have obligations. People have families. People have plans that require stability. Also, leaving doesn't erase the fact that you cared and you tried. And staying doesn't mean you're okay. It just means you're trying to survive within your options. I'm writing this kasi I know I'm not alone. I see it in quiet places. In the way my coworkers breathe out after a busy hour. In the way someone stares at the wall for 10 seconds before standing up again. In the way we all become experts at looking fine. We don't always talk about it kasi there's work. Kasi we don't want to sound weak. Kasi we don't want to burden anyone. If you're a patient or family member reading this, I'm not asking you to lower your standards. You deserve care. You deserve information. You deserve respect. I'm just asking for a small thing. Try to remember that the person in front of you is human too. If you ask questions, I will answer as best as I can. If you're a nurse or any healthcare worker, I want to say this clearly. You're allowed to be tired. You're allowed to feel heavy. You're allowed to take a breath. Hindi mo kailangang patunayan araw-araw na kaya mo lahat. I'm trying to set boundaries at home too. Hindi madali. Minsan, kailangan mo maging honest na ito lang ang kaya ko ngayon. Minsan, kailangan mo ipaliwanag na kahit may trabaho ka, pagod ka rin. I'm learning to say no without being cruel. I'm learning to communicate without sounding defensive. I'm learning that helping my family doesn't mean draining myself until there's nothing left. Kanina, after my shift, I walked out and the morning was already starting. I felt numb, not peaceful, just blank. I rode home and I watched people commuting, vendors opening up, students walking. Life continues regardless of what happened inside the hospital overnight. That thought is both comforting and sad. Comforting because the world is bigger than my exhaustion. Sad because it means tomorrow, the same cycle will happen again. I don't know what I'm asking for by posting this. Maybe I just want to be seen for a few minutes. Maybe I want to hear that it makes sense to feel this way. Maybe I want advice from people who found a way to stay in healthcare without losing themselves. If you have something kind to say, I'll take it. If you have practical tips, I'll take those too. I'm a nurse in Manila. I cried in the supply room today. I'm not proud of it, but I'm also not ashamed anymore. It was my body telling me I've been carrying too much without a pause. The end. Thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to come back tomorrow for more stories. Once again, I'm Lechon and I'll see you next time.